Oops. Good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Having some technical issues here. Hopefully I work those out here in a quick. Hopefully this will be all right. But we'll get everything straightened out. We're getting there. My dog is barking. So we've got all kinds of crazy things happening. Oh boy. Sling Studio is freaking out on me for some strange reason. So we're dealing with all this. Just give me a second. I had it 2 seconds ago. That might be as close as we're gonna get. Anyways, what's happening? Where's everybody chiming in from today? What do we got? We got Clearwater, Florida. All right, rock and roll. Netherlands. How you doing? All right. Oh man, Josh, sorry about the 18 bad holes. That's no good. I got some a lot of swing hopefully tips that will help and get everybody. My dog will be quiet in a second. She hates my pool guy, but I love my pool guy. He's a cool dude. June, you saw him here a couple times. And bye, June. All right, it'll be quiet in a second. Golly, people show up. He got in a car wreck yesterday. He's normally here on Mondays. Poor guy got in a car wreck. Somebody crashed into his truck on the freeway yesterday. So he's not doing well. So he showed up a day late. Ontario, what's up? Kentucky. Man, I've never been there. I'd love to go someday. North Carolina, Charlotte, NC, Sweden, Brazil. Man, guys are all over the place. All right, Canada. Yeah, I can relate with the bad holes. I played a couple rounds recently, and had a couple of bad rounds. That's never fun. But you know what? It's golf. It happens, right? We're all gonna have these days where things just really go south. That's fine, right? We're learning, we're growing, we're getting better, and those days actually help us get better. Because we learn a lot. If you don't learn anything from your bad rounds, then you're just throwing it away. Like, take your bad round and put it to good use by learning from it. And what I mean by that is just go over in your head. Like, what happened? Did you have a bad warm-up? Did you, were you not feeling good? Was your swing off? There's so many times, like, I'll get to a round and I can look back and say, you know what? I rushed the start. I started in a rush, and that just set the tone for the day, and it messed me up the whole day long. So then next time I go, when I feel that I'm in that rush, I can look at and say, look, okay, this happened before. I know what, that I am rushing it. And then once you just self-talk yourself out of that, like, hey, I'm rushing it. Slow it down. Take a couple deep breaths. Don't go at a pace that you're not comfortable with. Don't be a slow golfer, but I'm saying if you're with other people and they're in a hurry and they're doing stuff to, like, come on, let's go. It can really affect your rhythm, your just natural kind of stride, how you kind of roll. So learn from your bad rounds, what I'm saying. That's going to be, that's something that's going to just help you out the rest of your life. Portland, Jacksonville, what's up? All right, don't hit the chickens. I will try not to. Thank you. I'm letting them out right now. Been letting them out the last few days because they're not laying eggs right now. If you know why, all my chickens, now look, they molt every so often, right? They're not molting. So that's not why they're not laying eggs. They all stop. They have 30 of these things, and they should lay. If you know why they stopped laying eggs, all of them all at once, let me know, because it's killing me. Anyways, that's why they're out. Love the chickens, thank you. We're all over the place. Yeah. Had a lesson, hit perfect, awesome. Been in a slump. Short game is okay, but from tee to 100 yards is killing me. Okay, let's do this. Here's something I kind of wanted to look at. We had this kid, Cameron Champ, win PGA Tour event. And the dude bombs it. He'll be the longest driver on tour ever. He just crushes it. So I want us to learn something from his swing, what he does, which we're trying to do. And it's a lot of it is why we're so bad off the tee. Is because when we swing, we're trying to get distance by really turning off the ball, and we get our weight and our body shifted off, and we're losing distance. Once your weight, here's my toe, right? My back toe. Once my weight gets outside of this, I've lost so much power. I mean, a ton. If you still hit it far and you're out here, you can pick up 10, 15, 20, 30 yards of distance just by staying inside of that. So that's what we want to do. And he does that. Cameron Champ does it. He just rotates here. It's almost like he's kind of coming forward a little bit, but he's here. And then he just stomps down on this left foot and rotates, and his head kind of goes back a little bit. So we want to do that. We want to practice a little drill to keep us from getting out here at all. And it's just, we're going to feel like as we take this club back, everything goes back, we're just kind of leaning forward a little bit. That's the feeling. Just want to get a little lean forward deal. Right in here. Right in here. And then you're going to stomp down and turn. And just let everything happen. And now my head's going to slightly go backwards on my downswing. And hopefully that'll get us a lot of power and straighten us out off the tee. Because a lot of bad things happen when we get out here. All kinds of stuff. But if we stay centered and just really load into this back leg and that back hip, things are going to be really solid. And you can get a lot of power that way. All right, let's see. Rhythm is really big for me. I tend to go too fast. Yeah, that happens at the start of rounds too. Or sometimes at the start of rounds you can start off too slow, and then you feel you're too slow, so you can't get that rhythm. So I'm really big in like hitting into a net. This is where you can get a lot of great rhythm, because I'm not watching the ball. It just goes right to there and it stops. That's as far as I can follow it. So I can just spend a lot of time on just timing myself and trying to just feel the beat of my swing, you know, to like a music beat. Boom, boom. And then just feel that and count it off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then count in your head. 1, 2. And then just start getting your rhythm. And then when you're on the course, you can just, so many times I'm out there and I just say to myself, this is just a stock net shot. And it just triggers my mind into knowing that, hey, right now you're hitting into your net. That's it. I'm aiming at the target. I've got the number in my head. I've got the right club. Everything's good. And now I'm just thinking on course, hit into the net, hit into the net. And that helps me just get a good mindset, a good trigger in my mind that I'm going to just do the swing I do every day in my backyard. And so it's different than when I'm at the range doing that. It's hard for me to have that same mindset, that same thought process when I'm on the range. Like, oh, this is just a standard range shot. I guess if you're spending tons and tons of time on the range, you can do it. But I spend tons of time in here. And then I'm not necessarily worried, because think about it, if you're on the range a lot and you're having bad rain days and it's going left, it's going right, it's just not going where you want it to go, that could creep into your mind on the course and mess up your confidence level when you're out there. So that's why so many times I really work on rhythm in my net, because I don't necessarily know for sure if it faded or drew or if it went perfectly where I knew I hit a solid shot and it went in my net. So when I'm on course, the confidence level is a lot higher. And then that really helps me a lot. Now the tour guys, obviously, they don't need that. They're hitting so many balls. They're so good. They're spending so much time on course, on the range, practicing all that it makes a lot of sense for them to do it on the range as opposed to net. But for us, we're not out there. We're not doing that. So it makes a lot more sense to do it in the net rather than at the range. All right, got a lot of comments coming in. I'll try to get to as many as I can. Okay, I'm trying to read these. Oh yeah, talking about Camera Champ. Yeah, that guy, he is going to be good. What do you say about those coaches that say you need to squat down a bit during the start of the downswing? Okay, that's like a Ricky Fowler move. And I don't hate it. You know, some guys are down here, and there's a kid who plays for UCLA. Gosh, I forgot his name. But he does that, really fantastic golfer. There's guys who, you can load up like this, yeah. And that's fine too. There's more than one way to swing. So you can squat and go. I like that. I prefer that move. I prefer the squat on the backswing as opposed to squatting down on the downswing. Because some guys will stay tall on the backswing and then squat down. And you could do that too. I'm not necessarily, it really what works for you, but you want to load. The key is don't get out here. Like even if you squat, you don't want your knees and anything to shift to the right, to the outside of this right foot at all. You really want, you know, if you put a club here, and there's a lot of coaches who talk about this. Like you go to George Gankis's channel, you know, he's always talking about creating space here. Put this stick here and do a turn and create like some space and then turn through. You know, he does it on both sides, and he really wants you to not get out here at all. And I'm for that. There's just different ways to do it. You can do like a Camera Champ, kind of like this. He even straightens that back leg. But the key is don't get those hips out here even a little bit. You're losing, and I do it all the time, but you're losing a lot of power. So whether it's a squat, whether it's just a turn, whatever feels more natural to you. I kind of like the turn. Right now it's feeling good as opposed to that squat. But sometimes I do, even on course, sometimes I'll be out there and I'm like, okay, just squat down a little bit. If I feel like I'm doing it on the downswing too much, then I'll focus in on the backswing more and do that. 20% blades, 20% chunk, 60% good contact. Okay. Well, 60% good contact's good. The chunks and the blades, okay, let's see if we can get those to either a chunk or a blade. Not both, okay? Can we do that? So, the chunk probably comes from coming off the ball, and the blade probably comes from losing your spine angle, or it's an overcorrection to the chunk. But 60% of solid contact is good, okay? So you're gonna wanna work on really keeping this head still on that backswing, and just think about just staying tall here and keeping this level of your chin up a little bit as you rotate through, and come through. And practice these little shots here. Those little 3/4 guys. Okay? It's going to help you. Check your hand position, everything. Just stay tall. Chin up. Club off the ground. 3/4. Even on your wedges and stuff, you can do that. Don't be afraid to get a wedge in your hand and practice the same thing. Okay? A lot of times you come down in here and you could chunk that. So stand tall, just take it and just stay with that chin up while you swing. That allows your arms to come down. We just want to eliminate one of those. Because if you can get that to 80% solid and 20% thin, or 10 and 10, you're good to go. Okay. Jonesy, 8682. Yes, got some for you. Fairway clubs. I got a video coming out tomorrow on this. So be sure to watch that. Got some nice drills for it. Got a nice drill for you. It's really gonna help you. So make sure you check out the channel tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll be a great drill. But we're gonna get you squared away here. Right now, what we want is on these fairway clubs, okay? The key is to flatten this out as we come down, okay? So take it back. As you take it back, this is your move here. Just feel that. Just feel this. Get your hand back here. Just hold the club. Take it back. And as you rotate through, it's almost like you're hitting a slap shot in hockey. I don't even play hockey, but that's what it looks like to me, okay? Okay, so you just want to take that back and then drop it down and rotate through. Oh, that bird's asking for it, okay? So just hold your club like this, take it back, drop this down as you rotate through, okay? And then, gonna kill one. Okay, so take it back, drop it down, and rotate through. Should be all right. All right? That's the goal. Then you should be good. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right? So take it back, drop this, and rotate through. And it's just like hitting a slap shot in hockey. Because most of the time, you come in over the top or too steep with these. And the more shallow we can get, the better you're going to be. Because then you can miss-hit it quite a bit because you have this big wide sole here. And that'll just glide through the turf. And you'll be good. So shallower is going to be your friend with the fairway clubs. And that should, kind of be something that you can get, because even if I hit way back here, I've got a good foot where as long as the leading edge doesn't hit, we're good. But the bounce, the sole can slide along the earth and you're fine. So I'm just taking it back here and I'm thinking, that's what I'm thinking. And that's where I want to come into impact. And you're good to go. It's feeling good. Part of it's this, and then the drill tomorrow. Check that out. Same concept, a little different motion. I did a whole video on it. Any tips? Trying to find my natural swing. All my irons are going the same distance, and I think I've lost my swing. Oh, Michael, that's not good. Okay, find your natural swing. Okay, so this happens a lot when you maybe take too many lessons, you get too technical, you start doing this, trying to get everything perfect, and you've lost it all. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out. I want you to stop thinking about your swing for a little while. I want you to get an iron, long iron, and you're just gonna hit shot after shot after shot, okay? So don't think about your swing. Try to have a good grip. Just think about your grip. Just get a good grip, okay? Forget about your swing. You could have a great grip. So look it up. I have a video on grip, but thumb down the center, thumb down the V of the other hand, cross right in there, okay? Nice, good, neutral grip. And then you're just gonna try to hit a shot, okay? I'm gonna hit a low hook. And just hit a low hook, okay? Then I'm gonna hit a low fade. Just feet, I'm hitting a 4-iron here, okay? Low fade. Whatever you gotta do. I mean, spend like buckets of balls on this. If you're at the range, like 5 buckets. Not at the same day, like for a week or 2 weeks. Whatever you got. If you go once a week, it's 5 weeks. 5 buckets. And all you can do is take your long irons and hit shots. All the shots. High fade, low hook, low straight, high straight, knockdown. Here's my knockdown 4-iron straight. And you just forget about swing, hit shot after shot after shot after shot. Just call it out in your head and hit it, okay? And that will lead you toward your true self again. And then when you go play, I want you to do the same thing on the course. Whatever you got, whatever you can hit. Try to play a shot every single time for like a bunch of rounds. Okay, played 9 holes with my neighbor. He has chickens running in his yard. Awesome. Tell him if he wants mine, come and get them. Because mine aren't laying any eggs. Okay, fairway bunker without a high lip. Do you prefer ball back or forward? Weight forward or centered? Yeah. So when I'm in a fairway bunker with not a lip, what I try to thin the ball. I try to hit it thin. Because if you hit it heavy, you have no chance. So typically, let's say you got 160 yards or whatever. So you got your club. I'm not putting it center. I'm putting it slightly forward to center. Just a ball forward. And I want to hit that slightly on the upslope. I'm not hitting down on this ball. I might take a little divot after the ball, maybe. But my goal is weight a little forward, just a little bit. I take a little extra club. So let's say 160 is my 8-iron. I might go 7. I might even go 6. But I want to hit this a little thin. So my weight's slightly forward. I'm going to shorten my swing. And very little hip turn. I'm just swinging my arms through. But I'm trying to catch it a touch thin. Just like that. Topped it. But that would be my deal out of the bunker. Weight slightly forward, here, down here, and slightly thin. There you go. Where I'm not taking a divot. Whereas if I have a high lip, then I go middle of my stance. And I'm just trying to hit this solid as can be. But I try to hit it a little thin out of the bunker. That's my goal. Okay. You have said not to use your hands. True and agree, great. But you also said to use both hands on impact. Isn't that contradictory? Not really. I'll explain. When I say don't use your hands, I mean I'm not rotating my hands like this, right? I'm not using my hands here. I'm not trying to set my wrists. I'm not trying to do anything with my hands, but my hands are connected to the club. So when somebody asks me, am I striking the ball with my left hand or my right hand? I say neither. I'm striking with both hands, okay? Because both hands are here, so I want both hands going through the ball. But I'm not rotating my hands, right? I'm not trying to rotate my hands. I'm not trying to open the face up. What I'm trying to do is keep my hands quiet, and at the same time, like, it's like a clap, right? I'm not clapping like this. You can't clap like this, but both hands are being used. but they're real subtle. So both hands are together. I'm trying to keep it quiet and have them both attack the ball at the same time with the same feeling in both, that they're connected. Now they're gonna rotate over, but I'm not consciously trying to do that. So that's what I mean when I say take the hands out, but yet you're using both hands at impact. All right. In the lessons, you also have to take what works for you. No swing, Sanskrit is going to work. Okay, good. It's true. I'm way over the top, guy. I need 5-gallon bucket of filler for me with all clubs. No putter, LOL. So, Sean, you're way over the top, guy. All right, way over the top. Big giant divot, dude. Boom. So look, we gotta get that out of you. How do you do that? There's many ways. Let me grab my little alignment sticks. Now, if you're aware of the top, look, you could fix this overnight, but it doesn't always happen, obviously. I like to get a stick in here. So when you're over the top, you're over here. Like you come down here. Like if I put this stick on my club and I'm holding it and I'm taking a swing, here's what's going to happen. Like if I'm over the top, you're going to hit, that thing could come in between your legs. It's going to not be pleasant. Okay. So if you're way over the top, you're here. Boom. What we want to do is we want that stick to move this way. So you got to go slow and get it to match that stick out there that I'm put at about a 45-degree angle. So take this back, drop this down, and rotate through. So, and do that, do that slowly. Like that. Really force your body to do that slow. Take that back. And I don't even care if you shank the ball. It's not important. Do it with an iron. 7-iron is fine. Drop that and then rotate through. That's fine. What you're doing is you're not really worried about hitting good shots with this drill. You're just worried about learning different motions. So you understand that. So here, drop that down and then rotate through. Very strange feeling. But, then you start increasing your speed. Drop that down here. And there you go. You're trying to develop that feeling of dropping it here instead of here. So you're here, drop it, and then go. Okay? Do that like 1,000 times. And then you can go back to your normal swing. Hopefully it won't be as normal. And then you're going to full swing, but you're going to feel as if you did the exact same thing. And you should be a little less over the top. How do you get long chip shots on the fringe? How do you hit or get long chip shots on the fringe? Okay. So we'll go over that, long chip shots. There's many ways to do that. I would say, what's your handicap first? Because that's going to dictate kind of your shot selection. But if I'm on the fringe, this could be the fringe. I'm going to take anything. I'll do a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, any one of my irons, depending on how far away the pin is. But let's say I just want to land this like in that dirt. I got a 7-iron. I just might chip it up there and roll it out. I mean, you think with a swing, this not too much is going to go wrong. Back it up in your stance. I got my feet close together. I might open up a little, just a little, and then just chip it right there. Like I could chip it in that spot all day long. Like not a whole lot's going to go wrong right there. So I'd say this is something you want to work on right here. Like this is my 7-iron. And if I have a net, which I do, like I can hit this shot all day and it doesn't cost me any money. And then when I go to the course, I've got that shot. Now I'm going to do the exact same swing, the exact same everything, but this time let me grab a 9-iron. Same distance, same everything, because I'm a one swing guy, really, for most shots. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. Right, that's a 9-iron. It's going a little bit higher. Lands a little bit shorter. Exact same spot. And it just won't roll out as much. But if you practice that shot over and over and over, then when you get on the course, you just got to calculate, okay, how far it's going to carry, how far it's going to roll, treat it more like a putt, and say, okay, I want to putt it from there and roll to the hole, then how much club do I need to get from here to there, and then it will roll. So that's what I like from the fringe. And then there's a lot of other variables depending on the green and the break and all this other stuff. But for the most part, in general, that's what I would do, because very little is going to go wrong with the 7-iron chipping. All right. I try to hold the clubs very loose, but the result is flipping. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of a common mistake we all make. We think you want to hold the club loose, right? Hold it real loose, because we've heard that so many times. But in reality, you don't want to hold it loose. Like, think of a tennis racket. You're going to serve. You're not squeezing the tar out of the thing, but it's not going to fall out of your hand either. You're going to serve a shot, right? That's the same in golf. You're about to serve the golf ball. So hold the club accordingly. Like in baseball, I mean, you're not loose like this. The bat's going to fly out of your hand. You've got the bat, but you're not like strangling it, right? You're here. You're ready to go, right? Same in golf. It's the same thing, okay? Too many times we hear like, oh, just super loose. Don't do that. The pros, Vijay Singh, he can do whatever he wants, right? He's one of the best players in the world. Phil Mickelson, same thing. Like, these pros can do whatever they want. So when they tell you, hold it loose, it's easy for them because they've been doing it their whole lives. But for kind of the average player, it's just not going to work the same way. So I would hold it more like a baseball bat or tennis racket or something like that in terms of my grip, pressure. And then I'm ready. I'm not too relaxed, not too tense. I'm ready to attack. I'm in attack mode. And then you're good to go. You know, I'm holding it like, like a baseball bat. Like if I was about to bat, I'm ready to go. And work on it. Do different grip pressure tests and try different shots with different pressure. Do you have any around the green short chipping methods that could help us? Yes. Okay, Michael. Winter is coming quickly, and short chipping things when in this winter stuff, which is typically like these horrible lies. They could be wet, chunky lies. Where I live, it's usually a bare patch, hard, muddy lie, like a hard mud. So what I'll do, and this is around the greens, so I won't use my 60 in this situation. I'll use a little more club, and I open the face a bit, okay? And sometimes I'll even back my hands up here. Like if you put your hands forward, that promotes hitting down on the ball and driving that leading edge into the ground. So, but if you put your hands back, now that's utilizing the bounce. So on many lies, you want to use the bounce. So I'll back my hands up. And when I back my hands up, now this bounce angle is on the ground. And that's really what I want to hit into the earth. Because I can hit that fat all day long and I'll be fine. If I'm on one of these lies, look at that, kind of this. I mean, I've got that bounce. I hit behind the ball quite a ways. and it's fine. You know, horrible lie. Hands forward, I could really dig into that junky lie, but hands back and hit. Now I can hit down into the ground, and I'm going to be okay. Right there. Down through that. But if I go down with that leading edge, it's going to chunk it. So give that a try. When my son starts the downswing, his hands come forward about 2 inches. Is that okay? He tends to fade the ball. Okay, that sounds about like he would fade it. Okay, so he starts his downswing. He's just like here. Just a little bit. So what I do a lot with my kids is I would hold another club when I was with them. They would take the club back, right? And I'm holding this. I'm kind of back behind them, and I'm holding it out here. So their hands have to come. You know, I'm back here, holding it, and just, you know, I'm kind of out of the way. And they swing, right? They swing back, and they have to come underneath to hit the ball. So that would be a good drill. I used to do with my kids. They would do the same thing. So they take it back on that line, and then I'm just pushing this back a little bit and let them come through. And sometimes I would keep that there, and I'd just give it a little push. I would just push it back. And then they would start feeling that pushback, which I would just physically do. And that really helped them a lot. If you could do that, would be something I'd do. Another thing I would tell them to, you know, kids are pretty easy. They could change pretty quickly. I would tell them to try to hit up on the ball with everything, because you can't do this and hit up on the ball. It's like physical. So they're going to come up like this. So they would naturally drop that club to the inside and try to hit up on it. So those two things, give those a try, and that should help out. Okay, my son takes his hybrid if the grass is growing against you from the fringe. Yeah, awesome. That's a great thing to do. Let's say that fringe is growing against you. This fringe going with me, but if it's growing against you too, yeah, you can get your hybrid in here and just chip that thing. I've done this a lot. Obviously, I need some green to work with, but it's a great short game saver, especially if you're having trouble. Also, don't be afraid to even back that handle up too, like with that bad lie. Don't feel like you have to do this. You can back that up. Don't be afraid of that, okay? Just because people say keep your hands forward, you don't always practice with your hands forward, middle, and back. Because sometimes you need this little backhand action. When I'm hitting a fade, I lose a lot of distance, okay? As I try that weird type of slice path. What do you do? Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so here's the thing. When people are doing fades, they set up open, all right? They open the club face, and then they swing outside in, okay? Right? Right here. And you hit a nice little fade, and you're gonna lose distance for sure. So factor that in if that's what you're gonna do. If that's how you're gonna do it, you need to make sure you have the right club. Another way is set up square, everything square, okay? Swing normal, but as you swing, I'm gonna just pull my hands to my left pocket a little bit more, okay? I'm just pulling through here a little bit more, and I'm just holding the face a little bit open. So same exact swing, same exact setup as I would for even a draw, But this time, as I swing, I'm trying to get my hand in my left pocket. And what I find is it gets a little fade, like it starts just left and goes to the right. And I get pretty good distance out of that one. Everything's square. I'm just pulling those hands in that left pocket. All right, now, and then if I were to draw it, I do the same thing, set up square. This time I'm getting my hands far from my left pocket. So instead of pulling them in, I'm pushing it away from my left pocket. Same exact setup, same exact everything. My hands are just moving them more to the outside. That's kind of what I do. If you're losing too much distance, try that method of working the shot. Otherwise, just take extra club. Pull hooks and blocks with driver. Help. All right. The pull hook. So here's the thing. The pull hook and that block with the driver are really the same issue. Right? You got to understand, like, when you're hooking it, when you're pull hooking it, that ball, the tee's too tight. You know, that ball is starting left and your face is shut. Okay? So it's different than a push hook. Then my face is just flipping over. I'm coming too far into out. So here you're coming over the top, pull hook, but when you come over the top, you could overcorrect, hit that, you're coming way over the top, face wide open, you can block it. I mean, a lot of issues going to happen. If you're coming, now hold on, if you're coming way inside and you flip those hands, that's also going to be, it's hard to say, it's a straight quick hook, okay? And maybe you're misinterpreting that as a pull hook, or it could just start a little left. So now, and then that block, that's where that block would come. If you're way inside and that face is square, then it's way right. So, okay, I'm saying now you're probably not coming over the top. It's hard to say without looking at your swing, but I would say there's a good possibility you're coming way too far inside out. Okay, which happens a lot. So what I would do is I'd work on this piece of your takeaway, pushing more outside here. And sometimes what people do is they think they have to keep that club low, which causes you to bring it way inside and come back. So what I'd say is take it out and pick it up a little sooner. Pick it up a little sooner and see what happens. Okay, see what happens to your swing. So instead of taking it low in here, you're going to pick it up and keep your hands both straight. Okay? So you're going a little more up and out. And see what happens. Because we want to get rid of the pull, we want to get rid of the hooks. The blocks we can work with, but let's get rid of those hooks first. So just take it up and out here. Okay? And see if that works. Start there. And then come back to me and let me know. Because we just want to see if we can eliminate the hook. What is my profession? How come I play so much golf? I don't play a lot of golf. I do a lot of golf videos. And which is my pursued profession. I'm pursuing this 100% of the time. My other job is I freelance as a producer, TV producer, editor, director. So that's what I do. That's my other work, which I do from time to time. And I do movie trailers, television promos, that kind of stuff. There you go. But when I'm not doing that, I'm doing this. I've been doing this a lot lately. So the plan is take this You know, the videos, the whole thing, full time, almost there. 25% of the way there, maybe 30% of the way there. So with your support, thank you. Thank you guys. Pass it around, tell your friends, we're getting there. Okay, thanks for asking. What's your thoughts on having your left shoulder in an open position versus square? Also, can you maybe do a video review session live like you're doing today? A video review, sure. A video review session live. Like teaching somebody live, I could do that, or reviewing other people's swings live. I can do that too. We can work on that. Okay. So my thought is this: when your shoulder's square's okay. I don't hate square at impact. I like slightly open at impact, right in here. You know, because then I just feel like I've got a good impact position. I could really stay down here and release through the ball. But if I'm here, even square, then my hands have to do a lot of work. And so because I'm trying to take my hands out, I need to rotate my shoulders open. So that's my thought on it. I really want to get those shoulders rotating open. All right. I need help getting a full shoulder turn. I feel like I'm turning a lot, but I watch my video for my swing and it's all arms with minimal rotation. Any tips? Yeah, that happens a lot, you know, and thus, you know, people come up here. That's why there's so many over the toppers, because you're here and you just boom. There's no shoulder turn. And look, you could play decent golf with no shoulder turn, okay? If you have the flexibility and can do it, you know, you're going to want to practice this. So I always would tell people front shoulder, back toe. Front shoulder, back toe. You want to get this front shoulder to your back toe. Okay? That's where you want to. Front shoulder, back toe. And you know, you just got to work on that over and over and over. Front shoulder, back toe. The challenge is your body doesn't want to do it, not because it can't do it, but because it changes how your eyes see the golf ball at the top of your backswing. When I have no shoulder turn, you know, my shoulder's just in my chin, everything's good. When I have a lot, now my head has to turn this way more. My eyes look more to the left. It's harder to see the ball. Whereas here, it's easy, I didn't do anything. But as I'm turning, oh, now my eyes are actually moving, it seems. So it's harder to see the ball, and your body doesn't like that. It likes easy things. Front shoulder, back toe. Ooh, that was a good one. So that's why it doesn't happen so easily, because your body is like, our bodies are mostly lazy most of the time. And if something's difficult, your body's gonna be like, nah, let's do it the easy way. It's just the way life works. So we have to train it to say, no, this is the correct way. This is it. And it hurts my neck. My eyes don't like looking over there. But that's what I would do. Front shoulder, back toe is the simple fix. 18 birdies get out. Okay, great. Yes. Other swings. Okay. Awesome. Good stuff. Okay. What I want you to do is take your hybrids, fairway metal, really work on that front shoulder, back toe, even work on that with a half swing. What was that other drill I did? Big turn, little swing. Okay, where I got a huge turn and I dropped my hands down here. Okay, right in here. So I got a huge turn. You're never gonna hit the ball like this. And then from here, I just take some swings. Big turn, little swing, I call it. Because what it's doing is it's teaching you how to get a big turn. Because when you come in, if your hands are down here, life's going to be good. So you want to practice that big turn down here, and then get a swing. And then you can, when you start taking your normal swing, the wind just started blowing. When you get a normal swing, you'll start opening that shoulder up, and those hands will be a lot lower when you hit, which is where you want to be. Right in there. Wow, it's windy right now. It's crazy. Okay. So no hands at all during your golf swing, even at impact. Okay, the simple answer is yes. Like typically, we have way too many hands. Okay? You're going to have some, that's unavoidable, but consciously we want it to not have any. Like I'm not rotating it open. I'm not trying to, like I'm just trying to keep everything square. Like I'm just trying to keep my hands from rotating. Because when you rotate, a lot of people, as they rotate that hand, they get it farther from their body. And you do this. And that's deadly. So you want to keep those hands just going straight back. But once you get rotation in that, it changes everything. So keep it square. Because look, your wrist cock is like if you're a wrist cocker, like that's it. Like that's not very much. It's moving a couple inches, an inch, barely. I mean, it's not much. You don't need that, right? You're going to get your power from your right elbow being in here, like this. I mean, I set up here, and I'm here. Like that's very little. The problem is we're doing way too much. So I would consciously say no hands during the swing. Because if you're square here and you're square here, then all through this impact zone is squareness, and it's just body rotation. It's just swing path at that point. That's easy to fix. Once you start adding wrists and arms and hands into that, you got all kinds of other variables affecting the spin of that golf ball and the direction it flies. But if you could be square through here, you're going to have very, very straight and consistent shots more often. So for me, I'm just thinking nothing but turning my body around and around. So yes, no hands, little hands. Yeah, okay, Joe asks, I notice your left foot stays down on your full swing. What are your thoughts on people that come up? I've tried coming up. Some people really like doing that. I don't know, I've tried it. It doesn't really help me. So I've more been like, hey, let's keep my feet on the ground guy. But there's nothing against guys that bring that, people that bring that foot up. Well, Nicholas brought his foot up. So a lot of guys brought their foot up. So you can't knock it. It's just kind of a personal preference. Some people are like, feel that like Bubba Watson, he's up here, and then, it allows him to step and turn and do what he does. For me, it's just not my thing. So I'm more of a feet on the ground kind of guy and turn through. But if it works for you, then for sure do it. By all means. Uh-oh. We're jamming. No worries. My stuff's overheating. Hopefully we'll be all right. The sun comes out and just beats down on us. All right, what do we got? How much more time? A couple minutes. Justin swings with his foot up for sure. Oh, up on contact. Oh. Okay, so you're talking about boom on contact. My kids do that up on contact. Yeah, I know. That's not, I don't know. That's not my thing either. I guess when I started playing, I was always a roll to the the outside of the foot. So I would be like out here instead of, you know, some people, I've got pictures of my kids off the ground. Yeah, I can't do it. That's just one of those swing things that you either do or you don't. It's part of your DNA, I think. Because I don't know anybody that actually tries to do that. I just know people who do it and people who don't do it. I've done a drill many times where I jump when I hit as a drill, like this. But I'm trying to work on something else when I do that, which is just loading the hips on the downswing, which I'm not a big fan of anyways, so I don't do that drill too much, but some people like it, so it works for some. Because if, you know, before you jump, you have to come down. If you're going to jump up, you actually load your legs first. So if you're swinging and you're going to jump, you would actually squat down to load up. So if you're a load on the downswing kind of person, then this would be a good drill for you to try to hit the ball when you're jumping. But feet off the ground, I don't know. That's just not something I've ever really done. Yeah, Justin Thomas, he can swing the club, that's for sure. I mean, that dude, he just rips it. But I'd be curious, what do you think he's going to do next year? What do you think? Him, Jordan, all these guys. What's the prediction? Tiger, is he going to win a major? The question is Tiger playing in Hawaii? Is Tiger going to play in Hawaii at the Tournament of Champions? That's what I want to know. Did he commit? Is he going? Do we know? Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Like his club face pointing up, yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been a good time. Is my pad back? Come on. We got a few more minutes. My iPad is too hot right now, so we can't shut off the live feed. So I'll answer a few more questions. Okay, on chips or pitches and sand shots, what is your goal on where you want the ball to stop? 3-foot circle, just a little past. Okay, on chips and pitches. Little past the hole or have an easy uphill putt? So, great question. On chips and pitches, where do I want the ball? So, chips and pitches, a little different. On a chip shot, I want to make it. You know, I'm really trying to make it. But if I miss, I do want that uphill putt. So, let's say I'm chipping uphill. It's hard for me to really chip it past that hole because I don't want that downhill putt. So I'm chipping it, I'm trying to get it maybe a foot past the hole, but if it stops just short, I'm okay with that. So that's my uphill chip. Pitches are similar to that. Obviously I have a little more, but on pitches, I'm not necessarily trying to make a pitch shot. The odds are a lot lower. So I look at the slope of the green and I want to putt uphill. And a little secret for that is, let's just say every putt breaks or every green has break on it. Okay? So if I have a pitch shot, what I do is typically on, unless it breaks a ton, just say normal, slight break, what I do is I aim at the hole, okay, every time on a pitch, which is like 20, 30, I'll aim right at the hole because it's gonna break to the downhill side and then I'll have an uphill putt. So I'm pitching it right at the hole every time. And then I know I'm always gonna have an uphill putt. Now, if it breaks a ton, then I'll aim a little bit away from the flag to account for that. But again, if I hit it and I pull it, and let's say it breaks left to right a lot, and I aim left and I pull it a little, then I might have that downhill putt. I don't want that. Your odds of making an uphill putt are so much better. So on pitches, just aim at the hole in general. Aim at the hole, unless there's a big ridge or something. If you aim right at the hole, you should have an uphill putt to go. And the chips are a little different because I'm trying to make that, and it's not as far, and there's a little more chance I'm going to get it a lot closer. But everything I want in chips, 3-foot circle, at worst, pitches, I want those 5 to 8 feet, depending on my distance. Golfing 300 yards. 300 yards. Okay, 300 yards what? Do I hit it 300? Sometimes. Not all the time. I'm like a 280 guy. Normally. But when I get one, I can go 305, 310 sometimes, depending on the fairways. In the winter, you're not going to hit as far. Fairway's going to be more wet, damp. Out here in California, though, they're dry. Like it's dry and the wind's blowing. October, November, you can hit it far. But they water it a lot more, so keeps it damp. So anyways, there you go. Thanks for stopping by. Email me or comment below any questions, any videos you want, stuff you need. Hopefully I can help you out. Did this come back yet? No. I need that. I need that back. Well, my iPad is still down and out. Won't come back. It's too hot. So I'm still here for you. I can't shut down till my iPad comes back alive. It's too hot. It doesn't feel too hot. It's weird. I think it just returned. There we go. Now I can leave you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel, the dream. And I love you guys. I'm out. Peace.